Hello, beautifuls. Thank you so much for joining me back here on the Bod Pod. Welcome to episode 2, Showing Up Imperfectly Perfect. So I'm your host, Rose Bennett. It's an absolute pleasure to be talking to you today. Thank you so much for the amazing outreach from episode 1. That was really crazy. And I've got to say, after I released it, the next day just shit my pants basically, because I put myself out there, and I thought, I'm vulnerable. But all in all, as usual, it's always very rewarding to be vulnerable with the BDYPos community because you gals are freaking fantastic. So, here I am, episode 2. So excited to get into it. So today I have an unbelievable hack to share with you. This, look, straight up front, like trying to break free of the crippling chains that is a lifetime worth of self-doubt. It's fucking hard, right? It is hard, but I have many hacks that I believe make a fucking difference, and I am hoping to bring them to you with this platform. So this one's a corker. It might be Pandora's freaking box, actually. So let's just crack the box open, baby. We all love a good box crack. So, yeah, what am I on about today? Well, this is something that we can start implementing right now today, and I guarantee you it's going to make a profound difference. When I started to do this, it opened up my heart, it opened up my eyes, and I started to really see myself in a different light. So, without further ado, I am going to just jump right in and let you know this amazing hack. Okay, so what you need to do, this is so simple. All you need to do is when you are out and about in your beautiful life and you see other women, you need to truly look at them and see them for what they really are. So you might be seeing another woman at work hustling. You might see a mum at soccer doing her thing. It might be the grocery shop. It might be the women around you. You might be watching someone present something in some capacity, but I want you to look at that woman and actually see her trying, succeeding, putting herself out there, doing her thing. Notice that she's done her hair, she's put on something nice. Notice that she's a real woman in the real world, and you will feel a fierce sense of protection for her, and you will see that she's doing fucking awesome. And even the way she is, she's not a walking, airbrushed, made up version of a woman. She's a real woman, and she's conquering. And I want you to start taking notice of these women around you and seeing how fucking awesome they are. And the more we do that, and the more that we actually take time to honor the real women as they really are in their true environments, and actually take note of the amazing presence they're bringing, the things that they're completing and doing and showing up and nurturing everyone around them, and really putting themselves out in the world authentically as they are, even if they obviously are unaware of the stalking situation that's happening. But this is the moment I want you to focus on, because a real woman is a complete badass. And when we start to see the others around us for the badasses that they are, then over time what happens is the values of our vision change, and take time to think, fuck, she's a badass. Look at that woman and how she is doing whatever it is she's doing. Look at her ability. Look at her strength. Look at her character. Start to take note of the women around you. It might be the other mums. It might be the colleagues that you have. It might be someone you're watching on YouTube. Real women who are completing real goals, and take time to think, I really like the way she's done her hair, and I think she looks incredible in that dress, and wow, look at her being brave and putting herself out there doing something, or look at the way she is so calm with the people she's with, or she's got really great communication skills. And start to take time to be mindful of the valuable attributes of the women around you that are both physical but also natural, and take a moment to think, yes, that's awesome. That is so good. What you do is you start to put physical value behind these aspects of women that traditionally aren't counted for when we think about the value of a woman. And when you start to take note mentally of these attributes and you think, yeah, she's a fucking badass. Look at her. She's amazing. Wow, she's got big booty, but my God, she looks hot. Like, just taking mental notes of these things, what will happen is you will start to change the metric of value in your own mind. And next minute, you're going to look in the mirror and think, fuck, I've got great hair. I do have a big butt, but it fucking looks good in this dress. And I am really strong, and I am the fucking OG resilient motherfucker. You start to, when you highlight the attributes of others and make these the predominant value, you will in turn start to replicate acknowledging those values within yourself. And slowly but surely, my love, you will start to gain more confidence in yourself, in the version that you are of a real woman. So our homework and objective is to look at the real, beautiful, authentic women in our community. Don't be too creepy, but, have a good look and just think to yourself the things that you can see that are amazing about them. And you will start to build a little case study of what a woman, not what she should be, but amazing characteristics of women that are outside the airbrushed, unrealistic versions that are handed to us by the media. And when we start to rebuild this profile and start to see these attributes within ourselves, we find that we can be a little bit more proud of these attributes, and we might even show them off a little bit more, because a big key to moving forward through this crises of woman's self-identity is showing up as real and knowing that that is fucking hardcore, and finding power and audacity and protection over this glorious state of being a real woman. I find I get fiercely protective about other women and how the strength that they portray. As an example, I want to protect, uphold, and honor the way a real woman has a beautiful, ever-changing body, because of the fact that women, one could argue, are responsible for the existence and ongoingness of humankind. And the reflection of the fact that we give life is that our bodies are ever-changing. And that is pretty fucking cool and should be something honored, not being ashamed of. So things like that, I find I get really protective about those notions, because how fucking cool are they? And why on earth would anyone ever distort that into a disgusting vision of, oh, you're a little bit older or a lot older, or, you don't fit into a tiny pair of pants and therefore you're just crap now. We weren't born into this amazing human experience to spend the whole time trying to shrink and put ourselves into one tiny mold to appease others. No, we were fucking born to experience deep love, deep happiness, enriched experiences, the beauty of love and life and laughter. And none of that has anything to do with being socially accepted for looking like the same standard version that the media is trying to sell to us. We need to channel our fucking main character energy and be like, I was born into my life, my human experience. This is my time, baby. And I'm going to fucking shine. And I get to make the rules about how that translates into the world and how I am received. The way I look is an extension of me. And I'm going to give my viewers all of me the way I like it and the way I choose to be seen. That is living. And that is what we need to be doing. I digress, my love. I wanted to be saying that we need to be protective of the beauty of the real woman so that we can portray it, radiate it, project it, and do it even though we don't feel secure ourselves, we can do that with an energy of, I'm doing this to show my daughters. I'm doing this to show my nieces, my sisters, my peers, my best friend, my neighbor. I am showing up real, wobbly and wild because I represent real women and I want the others to feel secure and I want them to know that they're beautiful too. That is how we need to show up in the world. You need to get dressed in the morning and move through the doubt that we probably, if you're like me, inevitably will have because of all of the generational years of conditioning that I'm trying to unpick. But I still have these mornings, but what drives me is knowing that I'm representing an amazing cohort of women, or women in my category at least, that they're looking to me to see that it's okay and that we can show up and be brave, powerful, sexy, fun, loving, strong, whatever we want to be, exactly as we are. And so when I'm having those moments in the morning and I can't find my confidence and I feel like a big sack of shit, I go, well, that may be the case, or maybe not be the case, but, self-sabotage. My little inner critic goes, Rose, look at that bit and piece and, who do you think you are? Rada, 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 gives me grief. And I go, well, okay, shut up, bitch. I'm going to show up anyway because I am who I am and I'm not going to let you win today. And I've got a tribe to represent. And if you can channel that too and represent your tribe and be fearless and be like, I'm coming out and I'm going to be the glorious version of myself. I'm going to wear what I want to wear. I'm going to do the things I want to do. And any doubt that I get from other external sources, I'm just going to fucking give the birdie to. And if I'm not feeling so great about it, I'm going to do it anyway because I am showing up to show my significant women that it can be done. And you'll be so surprised at how powerful this is and how we as women, we may not be able to do things for ourselves because we've been trained to always put others first and put our own needs second. So it's not nature for us to be like, I'm doing this for me and everyone else can get nicked. But what we can do is do things for others quite easily. So if we change our framework to be like, well, I can't be strong for me today, but I will be strong for the others, or I refuse to let my daughter see me whimpering and cowering because I can't, fit into a size X, or because I can't quit my job that I hate to do the things I want. We need to really make sure that we are leading first to show the others so that the next generation is going to be pushing forward. And I do believe actually that our subsequent generations are having a different narrative to what we did, we being, well, I'm a 90s baby, but, all those before and for the probably 20 years after, we had some sick crap to deal with from the media, and it's not okay. But it seems like the next generations are taking a better stand. There's a lot more moderation in the media as far as what's acceptable. So that's a good thing. However, for the rest of us, we still have some love and nurturing to do. So, yeah, that's basically it. So our hack is going to be taking the time to look at other women deeply, and then over time, taking that lens and putting it back onto ourselves. We can be softer for others. Women can always be softer for others, but we are always struggling with being soft with ourselves, and that is something that's going to have to change as we keep moving forward. So for me, I find it endearing almost showing up imperfectly in a perfect world. So the more that I've gone down the BDYPos journey and connected with women on this subject of body positivity as a umbrella, the more I've found it endearing to be myself. And I've found a lot of power within that. So, for example, how freaking cool is it that I show up with a social media presence, but I can be scruffy haired, half asleep in the morning with a cup of coffee, or, just showing what I'm doing and showing up imperfectly, my God, showing up imperfectly, because my brand represents authenticity. So I was like, whoo, how good's that? Because now I don't have to brush my hair before I go on screen or worry about putting on, mascara and shit. But the beauty behind that is it's endearing to me that I can be who I am, as I am, and for that to be earmarked as confidence. But actually, I'm just showing up. And this is the power in being imperfectly perfect. It's endearing to me that I can have strength and put on a podcast and get myself in front of freaking Instagram lens as I am. And, there's a part of me that cripples and screams and goes, no, people will say shit and they're going to not like you and who the fuck do you think you are and all of that. Yeah, I live with that. That's okay. That's something I'm still working through. But showing up just as I am, even if it does piss a few people off, I fucking love that. Like, I'm sorry, but I just don't give a shit anymore. I find it unbelievably endearing to show up imperfectly perfect because, first of all, this is who I am. And if you don't like it, well, fucking there's the door, baby girl. But also, it's almost a little bit like a anarchy situation where I love the fact that I can jump on screen, jump on the pod, be authentically me because I'm representing the real woman. And it might rustle a few feathers because I haven't done my hair, brushed my teeth. I have brushed my teeth. I haven't tried to show up polished because that is not the ethos of BDYPos. The ethos is that I am who I am. And yes, I do care what I look like because the vision of me is an extension of my character. But that is my character. I'm chill. And I want to represent the fact that we are beautiful as we are. And at the core, my value doesn't lie in my appearance. But I still find it endearing because, it's a bit like, I don't fucking care anymore. Take it or leave it, baby. I am who I am. And you are too. And you're freaking phenomenal. And you should find it endearing as well, being imperfectly perfect. Because who the fuck made up the rules to be perfect anyway? And why are they in charge? And why are we letting them dictate our precious lives and making us feel like shit? If you actually unpick it all and said, okay, I'm striving to be a size X and so that I can wear this because society and social media tell me that is what I need to be if I want to get, if I want to meet the criteria for being good looking and therefore valuable. Well, first of all, who are we arguing with and why on earth are we actually giving them the torch and giving them the almighty decision? Like, who is they? Who decides what a perfect woman is? And what about, if we remember that our perspective and what we know to be true is only as deep as the experiences we've had. So what do I mean by that? Well, other cultures, many, many other cultures, predominant cultures in the world see women with big voluptuous booties and curves and older women and big, lopsided titties. Have you ever seen the Venus de Milo? Not the shell lady, but the other terracotta one. She's gorgeous. These are representations of cultures that honor women as they are in their best chunk of their lives, and being curvaceous, voluminous, and voluptuous are all signs of fertility, strength, power. And I'm sorry, but if I'm going to put, some invisible society in charge about what is perfect, I'm going to pick those guys because fuck yeah. And I get it because when I'm around a woman like that, who owns her power, no matter what her size is, but let's just say she's a Venus type of woman, you know, a lovely big set woman. And if she's holding her power, holy fucking shit, like I am on my knees. I'm like, yes, goddess, take me where you're going because you are fucking it for me. And so the perspective that we have had in our limited experience, if that is the case, has shown, if that is telling us that we need to be this, you know, tiny, polished, quiet little birdie, well, I think I'm going to sack that fucking board and I'm going to go to Brazil and take theirs on because, yeah, I like that much better. Right, so I hope that there's been some titty bits within the pod for you today. Yes, once again, I'm so grateful to have this platform to be able to speak to you and be with you this way. I'd really love to know what you liked about the pod today. If there were any bits that are your favorite, please comment and let me know. Or also, if you think this is valuable, share it to a girlfriend. You know, number one, this is the self-love revolution and we need to, you know, get it out there. We need women to know what's going on, that we are ready to take a stand and, you know, run at the bull being imperfectly perfect because fuck yeah. But also I would appreciate it because I'm trying to get myself out there and sharing the pod is really going to help me, you know, get some reach, get my word across, preach the good preach. Yes, and otherwise, thanks so much for your time and I can't wait to see you again next week. Lots of love. Don't forget to like and subscribe.